You're tuned into the Visibility Strategy live stream with Amy Nubson and Christina Vidovich, where strategy meets storytelling and confidence takes the spotlight. Join us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern as we help you set sail on your visibility journey. Well, welcome to this episode of Visibility Strategy. I'm Christina Vidovich, Visibility Strategist.
And I'm Amy Nubson, Growth Strategist. And we are so excited to have you join us today because we are talking about one of those fun things when you think about speaking, engaging, like ethics, right? What is ethics and how does it guide you? That's really what it's about, is what is your guiding principles?
Yes.
Those are your ethics.
Yes. And today's inner work is all about that ethics and what does that mean for values? You know, it changes throughout our life, right, Amy? From the time that we're kids to teenagers to 20s, and then when we're full-grown adults. What does ethics look like? You know, because I think about attention grabbing, right? Some of the things that, when it comes to visibility, that people will do for attention grabbing. In every episode, everything I think of is something horrible, something I want to say, but I actually don't want to repeat. Of like, oh yeah, it did some attention grabbing, and it went viral, but it wasn't for the right reasons.
Exactly. So when you're thinking about that, yeah, attention is one thing, but are you going to feel comfortable about it? Are you going to love it in 5 years and go, oh God, I did this. Look what I accomplished. Or are you going to go, oh yeah, that was me. And you kind of want to hide behind your like, please don't recognize that. You know, like that's where the difference is. Yeah, there's gimmicks out there. I see them all the time and I cringe and I'm like, so when somebody starts something with some ridiculous thing and then it changes completely, immediately I scroll up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so annoyed
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, no. If you can't capture me by you being you, no.
Right. And so I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the one that which just keeps coming back. 2 girls, 1 cup. Okay.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. I luckily never seen.
Never saw it, but heard all about it.
All about it, right? Yeah. Think of those, the people that participated in that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they aren't excited about it.
No, exactly. How do you put that on your resume?
Right? You know, I hadn't thought of those for years, but yes. It's those things, right? And that was way before all of this, like all of the like how many more people are producing.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes we go viral for good things and we have no idea how we even did it.
Yes.
And then there's some times where you're like, oh, this is hilarious and funny. And then later on, you're like, that wasn't great.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, our 12-year-old mind captures those moments of like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if, but the adult mind stops and if this is what happens. So it's so interesting, you know, to think about that. And I'll even give you an example. Back in the days when people would take pictures and put them out on film, there's a picture of me and our 7th grade, 4 of us, in the locker room. Now, is it a big deal? No, but we were 12. So that picture should not be out there anywhere. Now, mind you, we were still all decent, but still, you know, it's one of those moments of going, okay, the 12-year-old mind was having fun as 12-year-olds.
Yep.
But those pictures, would they ever resurface? Somebody's going to get sued.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth of it. You think of you're like, I used to make skits all the time. And then like because we had a recorder, you know, when we were kids and we would make little skits and, you know, and you think back and you're like, they were all, of course, very PG, but what if somebody wasn't, you know, or we said something we didn't understand, or, you know, somebody took something out of context. Those moments could exist. So I get when people are nervous about how to post. Yes. How do you show up? Because when you overthink it too, then you start to go down all these like what if situations.
Yes.
And it can paralyze you as well. that's where the ethics comes in. It's like, if you know who you are,
Mhm.
you know what you stand for,
Yeah.
you know where the boundaries are, you don't have to worry about those things. You can go live. You can have those conversations. You can be like, yeah, I did say that out loud, but well, okay. It's okay. Even if it was silly or goofy or a mistake,
Right.
it's within your ethics.
Exactly. And to that point, I talked to this wonderful woman who's in the adult entertainment industry. And when I spoke with this woman, she's a mathematical genius. I mean, it's incredible.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah. But when you talk to her, she's like, yeah, I have to deal with that because that's my industry, with the people, the way that they talk to me. She's like, what people think and what they see are going to be two different things. And I know that. So she even has her own, even in that industry where some people aren't familiar with it, are going to go, well, is that ethical? To her, she runs her business in a very ethical manner. So it all depends on who you are and how you show up. And those boundaries, which was our last month's talk, all about those boundaries of where do we say yes, where do we say no? Because once we're out there, it stays out there.
It does. And that's where I love the too, is that non-negotiables too. Like, if you're not comfortable talking about your clients, then don't talk about them.
Yeah.
And find ways to politely say, I love the question. Thank you so much for asking, engaging on what I do and how it helps my clients, but I don't feel comfortable answering on their behalf.
Yeah.
Find those responses, practice those responses so you do keep those boundaries. Because I think of like those movies you watch and you're like one little choice, that you're like compromised themselves. And then before you know it, they're compromising themselves again. And then before you know it, like they've really gone off track, right?
Right.
That's a whole hero's journey, script. But then they have to find themselves again. But when we're doing small little videos here and there, putting ourselves out there, we don't want to compromise and start compromising ourselves more and more and more. Before you know it, you feel disconnected from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You feel lonely, or you might feel a lot of different emotions, but there's just, something doesn't feel right. And that can happen in so many different ways. And then you have to find yourself back. Then you have to really do all that extra work to go, wait a minute, how do I want to show up right now?
Yes. And you said it right there, Amy. It's that extra work that coming back, because this is so important. And this is something that we teach, is that inner work of stopping, authentic. That word gets thrown around again and again and again, and I love the word genuine, because who are you genuinely? And I think about when people show up online, there's a fine line about, to me, of where we talk about our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my business to ask anybody about their relationships. And, my life, my personal life is personal. So I like to keep it that way. And so that's one of those places where I see people, it's like, oh, well, they posted this about their relationship or their anniversary or their whatever. So I'm going to post too, to show off. And just to your point, Amy, then something goes awry, and now they weren't doing it because they felt that was the right thing to do. They were imitating. And
Yes.
so now suddenly that social media post that was full of this wonderful boyfriend and we're going to get married one day is all gone. And the person feels bad and they've disappeared. And now they're, like you said, having to work with all that inner work of going, oh, what is this now? What is this feeling? And, not that it wasn't ethical, but it's where are my values within that?
And how do you value yourself? That's a big. And you notice, if you've been watching us, listening to us in the last, I don't know how many months we've been doing this, we haven't brought up our families. We haven't brought up any of that kind of, we do that on purpose. We know each other well. We know each other's families. We don't bring those up on the calls because we know there's a boundary there, and that's intentional. So you don't have to bring your personal life into your business if you don't want to, or if it doesn't make sense. Like for us, it doesn't make sense. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, how to get women visible and who you are as a person. So we talk about ourselves, like who we are, because that's what matters.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. And, those are the non-negotiables, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because I think we're pretty awesome. So why not just stick with us?
Exactly. It's about who we are. That's why we're here, to share each other's brain, share knowledge, and get women visible. And on
Right.
that note, it is time for our mid-roll dance break to invite you to our visibility accountability calls every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. So enjoy this.
Share your story, own your name, step in the light, ignite your flame, show up, shine out, it's time to be heard, flip fear into power with every word, visibility, accountability, we write a wild new legacy. Our voice, our values, our feminine grace.
And we're back.
Yay.
So yes, those are great calls for you to come in. It's woman-centric, women-centered, so it's a safe space to share your visibility journey. So whether you just want to come and listen and find out about who we are and what we offer, please do. And if you're ready to get some tips and tricks and find out, come do it. You have 30 days, or 4 calls to join us for free to find out more about what we do and visibility accountability. Careful with that offer.
Exactly. And that's the part too, is like, I was thinking about that on the break. I'm like, because people ask us all the time about AI and AI videos and how do you show up and what do you want to do? And, and for me, it's more about the ethics. I need to show up for who I am. I need to be proud of like standing in my own power means getting live, going with who I am, not the perfect version of myself, not the AI perfect speaking, great hair, like that's not what I'm all about. So using an AI video for me feels unethical. Now, it could be completely different for somebody else. That's what we're talking about. It's all about who you are and where you stand.
Wow.
And I just can't do AI for that purpose. I use AI for different things, but not that one.
And that's so interesting. So I have learned, just having come back from VidCon and having a youngster there with me, to talk about Gen Zs and alphas in particular, who are the 14 and under crowd, 15, I think, who are actually really fighting this whole AI video piece. They don't like it. And I am really surprised by it. Who is embracing those videos? And they're like, no, it's not. They're the ones who are saying it's not authentic.
Yeah, or I've noticed too as I engage with them that they're like, something's wrong. And then they get irritated and they don't quite understand it. And I'm like, it's really interesting watching them process that.
Mm-hmm.
And they get irritated
Yeah.
because they're also in that really vulnerable space of learning. So then they're learning wrong.
Yeah.
I remember watching a video of a bear jumping on a trampoline, at night, and you're like, no way, no how, that ain't gonna happen. And the kids are like, isn't it funny? I'm like, no, like this isn't real, like, and I'm like, there's no way a bear could even get on it. Like,
Without
it would tip the thing over. I'm like, but we logically as adults go, if you ever try to get on, it's even not an easy thing as an adult with limbs to get onto a giant trampoline.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
at least maybe I'm the only one that looks very ungraceful, but so I'm like, this is how AI is changing the game. And to me, I don't feel like that's clickbait.
Yes.
going back to that idea to get noticed, to get clickbaits, yes, it worked, but what is it doing in the long term? And that's what I stand for. I don't want to confuse somebody or think that's a reality that's not possible. Maybe it is possible, but I'd rather have been captured for real.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because now I question everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes you the cynic for
Right.
everything. Absolutely. And it's so interesting to look out there and recognize, because right now we can still, and those of us who are used to it can pick out those AI videos, but they're talking about the sophistication of it can be so close that you won't even know, who you're talking to. There are laws against money printing because there are printers out there that are so good they can print money to look and feel just like money. And so
Mm-hmm.
those are actually like banned by federal law. So to the same point, we have to ethically look at the people who are putting these AI programs out there, and will they be able to stop those levels?
Yeah.
Keep it so that we know and not getting tricked. That's a real ethical question coming up.
Exactly. And there's going to be quite a battle on what is ethical and what's not with AI. And at the point that you can control it right now is where you are personally invested in it. Like, where is yours? Use it that way. You can easily compromise yourself in small little ways by using AI or using, like, oh, it's okay. Like, it'll be okay. And then a little bit by little, before you know it, you may not recognize your own brand. And that's kind of sad to me, because you spend a lot of time creating a brand and a vision and a mission and all the messaging and all the time and effort. I could imagine going, what is it? I don't even recognize it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting as business people to watch how people will do things for the money, feel that, okay, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be successful. So moving out of their own personal integrity to go, oh, wait, I've got a quick buck. But is that quick buck worth it?
Yeah. And it's the same idea being, I see people do it all the time in marketing world, where they talk you into with like fear-based marketing or aggressive marketing techniques, where you finally say yes, even though it doesn't feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so you try these tactics. I usually try tactics just because I want to experience them, so I can understand if somebody comes to me with them, I know what it is. Because I'm a person that needs to understand them and experience them and figure them out. I'm like, so I've tried a lot of them and I'm like, oh, yuck. Like, this is so gross that I can't even, like, I will talk against this marketing technique. Like, this is awful.
Yes.
But for some people, it might work really great.
Yes. Yes. Well, and one of those things that people also feel the pressure, not only of money, but is time. So that's like, oh, I've got to do the quick fix. I've got to do my people pleasing. I'm in panic mode to get myself out there. And so there are times when they could compromise what otherwise they would have a logical, realistic emotion about, going, no, that's not happening. So it goes back to the other thing that we teach is sometimes there's magic in the pause.
Yes. And pause comes in so many different ways. And it's okay.
Yeah.
I took a pause last week. That was, okay, right? Like, I could do that. Now I am resetting myself and I'm going, okay, now what's now moving forward? How do I get back? What am I doing online? I'm always rechecking in with myself and how I feel. What do I want to do? What do I feel inspired to? I might have a plan and I'm like, you know what? I'm not really inspired to do that. I'll change because of where I'm at and how I'm feeling, or what I feel it needs to be heard at that moment. So there's some planning and there's some in the moment posting, because you need to be able to engage with your audience.
Yes. Yes. And I love it because you said it right there. A lot of those ethics are coming from how we're feeling. And we would love to talk more about that with you in our Visibility Accountability. Again, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Go to the website, womengettingvisible.com. You will find the accountability there. You can link right in and join us, and we will get you that Zoom so you can join us. All right, my friends, this is today's visibility strategy. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Christina Vidovich, visibility strategist.
And I'm Amy Nubson. I am the growth strategist.
Share your story, own your name, step in the light, ignite your flame, show up, shine out, it's time to be heard, flip, feel